So what is Romans 13 really saying? What do we, because, and I'll get into this into future things, but Paul didn't obey this modern interpretation of the divine rights of kings that we should just obey them himself. I mean, that's why one of the reasons why he was killed. So when we actually read what it says again, and we take things into context of the entire scriptures, we can read exactly what's going on here and what it really means. Okay, wherefore he that resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of God. So the ordinance of God, government, is an ordinance of God. So therefore, ordinances can be bastardized, they can be manipulated, they can be changed. And so when you change the ordinance, right, you're changing an ordinance of God. And so God has revealed something. And so when you do it against what God has established, then when you go against that ordinance, you're not going against the ordinance of God because it is not as God has established it. For rulers, this is verse 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. So was Pharaoh being a terror to good works? Yes, he was. Because this says rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. So we can see in that verse just alone that what the ordinance of God is that a ruler is a terror to evil. And so when a ruler changes that ordinance of God and becomes a terror to good, they are not doing an ordinance of God. They are doing an ordinance of Satan, and it is now our duty to disobey him, as we see with the midwives. When we disobey the government that is violating an ordinance of God, that is bastardizing an ordinance of God, it is now our duty, because what they are doing is an ordinance of Satan, is to disobey that entity.